Hi, Leah. Your last opponent, Kat Zingano, is fighting for the featherweight championship. If you win this weekend, do you believe you deserve a title shot?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're facing an Olympic wrestler in Sara McMann. Do you think that your judo and submission attempts can cause her problems on the ground?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's an exciting style matchup. Obviously, she's a high-level wrestler, and I'm a black belt in judo, so it's going to be probably going to enter into the clinch quite quickly to see, you know, it's going to be a lot of scrambles, and I'm used to that kind of tough, grindy fight. I had it with Kat, so it was good to have that experience. You know, she's a good wrestler as well, and I feel like I dealt with that well in that last fight, so yeah.
Hi, Leah. You spent some time at Bellator Dublin. How was the time at the event, and what did you do?
Yeah, well, I obviously have fought there like 5-6 times, and I live in Ireland, so I actually got to go with my daughter Isabella, so it was good to get down and just be down and get in amongst the environment and the buzz and that kind of feeling of fight night. It was a great night, yeah.
So fighters always like to say that it's not a loss, it's a lesson. What lesson would you say you learned in your last fight against Kat?
I think in a lot of positions I could have finished the fight if I had just been more patient and not, you know, maybe went for submission attempts. I think my game has grown from looking for submission to, you know, maintain a position in striking, which I think we've done a lot of this camp. It's definitely added a lot to my game, fight IQ wise as well. I think, yeah, it was there was a lot we could take from that fight, although, you know, we did believe we won that fight, but there's a lot of good stuff we got to work on back in camp, you know, day in, day out, and it was a great fight for my just my progress and my just to level up.
How do you think that fight between Kat and Cyborg goes?
I think it's going to be always hard to bet against Cyborg, against any opponent, but I believe that, you know, if Kat, she's beat some of the best in the world, and she still has it, so it could go any way.
What's up, Leah? You always have your team around you, a couple people around you here at these fight weeks, but someone that stands out, Meatball Molly McCann, who's sitting right back there. What does her presence mean to you on these fight weeks, and what has she meant to you in your fighting career?
Yeah, she's just invaluable. It's like I don't think you can put into words her presence and energy and confidence she always gives me, not even in fight week, just like day-to-day life and training, and we've been best friends for years and years, so it's definitely a massive asset to have her here and anywhere really, yeah.
And your last fight was in San Diego. Your nickname is The Curse. You brought the storm to San Diego last time. This time we got great weather. How do you like San Diego?
Believe me, a lot of things went wrong this last week. We'll talk about it after. But yeah, it's been unreal. It's beautiful here. It's nice to get in the sun because obviously Ireland, UK, it's always cold and miserable. So yeah, it's been nice.
Thank you.
Hey, Leah, your first win was a pretty big one in your career. I mean, especially in hindsight, win over Manafuro, who's going on to do great things at flyweight in the UFC. Just curious, you know, having fought her, you know, back then, are you surprised to see the success that she's had in the future now?
No, I think she's a beast. She's always been such a high level. We had a great fight back then, and it's great to see her doing so well. Yeah, I think she'll be fine for the title next or in the next couple of fights, but yeah, it's nice to see our kind of generations meeting the old generations. Like the girls I'm fighting at the minute, they're like 10. They have 10 years on me, and double the amount of fights, and we're up here trying to, you know, push the boundaries and hold her own. So it's good to see the new generation coming through.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said you think she'll fight for a title. Do you think she wins the title, though?
I think she could do, yeah.
Of course. And obviously a big event here, Bellator 300, big main event with the lightweight Grand Prix. Just curious, a prediction on the main event, Leah? Anything there?
Oh, don't know. I'm excited for all the main card fights. I don't want to say.
Best of luck. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, Leah, how's it going?
Hi.
Last time out wasn't the result you wanted, but now you have another opportunity against Sara, who has fought the best of the best and is a fantastic wrestler. What do you do differently this camp to change the result and come out with a win this time?
Do you know, we prepare correctly in camp. We train, you know, we look a lot at my opponent and my last fight and what I need to improve on, what areas of my game I need to always work on, and it's not really doing anything differently. We're doing the same thing. We're just getting better and improving my kind of just bringing out the best of me when I get in there. I feel like I've never really shown my true potential yet. I think it just comes down to believing in myself, and I got a lot of belief from that last fight and confidence from it. So I hope to show that on Saturday.
What does it mean to you to be one of the fighters on this historic card, Bellator 300?
It's an honour to obviously fight on such a historic card, and Bellator have done a lot for my career, and I'm very appreciative and grateful to be here. I never take these opportunities lightly, and I'm definitely, feel very, very blessed to be here amongst such great names.
And last one for me, what do you think about the gold gloves?
I'm obsessed. I love them. As soon as I seen them, I was like, are we fighting in these? So yeah.
Thank you, Leah.
What's up, Leah? You've always been a fighter to embrace all of the places you go and fight at. How are you enjoying San Diego this time around, and any places that you have visited that you enjoyed?
Yeah, I've loved it so far. I've never been to San Diego before. I've been to LA a few times, and I've competed everywhere doing jiu-jitsu and judo, so it's nice to be in a new kind of environment and the sun shining. It brings good energy, yeah.
And recently we saw Paddy Pimblett take a fight with Tony Ferguson. What are you expecting from him, and what is your relationship like with Paddy?
Yeah, we're all on the same team. We're all in next gen, all train every day together, day in, day out. He's looking unreal in the gym, and he's probably going to get a big finish.
Thank you, Leah.
Hey, Leah, how's it going?
Hi, good. How are you?
How much do you factor in the weight class with the fact that you're primarily a featherweight? She's Sarah's sort of moving up here. I mean, she had she's had a featherweight fight, but you're sort of the mainstay in the weight class. How much do you factor that in the matchup?
Not too much. I think it's going to come down to skill and will on the night. I don't think weight is going to come into a big part of it. Obviously, I'm going to have the reach and the height advantage, but she's a wrestler. It might be beneficial for her to be shorter. So we've definitely worked with a lot of smaller opponents this camp. I think that was maybe part of the factor in the cat fight. I kept losing position because I was used to sparring bigger guys and bigger men. When females' body shapes are obviously different, it's hard to get sparring partners to replicate their movements, and I think that was one of the biggest learning curves from the last fight.
Did you work specifically with any wrestlers for this camp, just with her style?
The last camp I'd worked with some Commonwealth wrestlers, and we brought that into this camp. A lot of the guys are high-level wrestlers that I train with and spar with every day, and it's obviously we worked a lot on that kind of entering into that kind of fight, but I prepared to fight standing when it hits the ground anywhere.
Is it a bit easier preparing for an opponent like Sarah, where there's a lot of tape on her? When she signed with Bellator, I'm sure you had it in your mind you'd be fighting her. Does that make the preparation different than, say, like a new opponent?
I suppose so. You know where her skill base is and where she's probably going to want to take the fight, and how she deals with different situations in there. She's had a lot of fights, and you can watch a lot of different styles of opponents. So it is good to see that.
And what are you doing for downtime during fight week? Like, what do you get up to? It's great weather out here. Are you getting out a lot? Or, obviously, I'm sure you're making calls back home as well. How are you sort of balancing that side of things during fight week?
Yeah, just resting the body and trying to just get into the flow of it, and obviously weight cut tonight, and then just get ready for fight night. But yeah, obviously ringing Isabella, my daughter.
Thank you.
Hi, Leah. So yeah, this is the second straight former UFC title challenger you fought. Both lost to Ronda Rousey, but they're still both big names, both pioneers of the sport. I know it's the fight game. You respect any opponent the same. Anything can happen in the fight. But does it motivate you more fighting these big names, knowing what beating them can do for your brand?
Yeah, it's like if I was choosing opponents, it would have been Kat, Sarah. Like, these names are the ones that excite me the most and motivate me the most. I think they bring out the best in me.
Yeah.
I think that when there's a higher level opponent, it brings out the best of me even in camp and on fight night. So it's definitely the name I would have wanted if it wasn't another fight with Kat.
Yeah, and you're becoming a big name yourself. One of the reasons is you take your social media very seriously. You take your marketing very seriously. What is your advice to other fighters? I mean, would you say that fighters should make more branding and be trying to become more marketable a priority?
I don't really take it very seriously. I just be myself and do my own thing. I try and just show my training in my life and be me. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for the time.
Thanks.